I don't know how many people believe me when I say this, but I was a horrible child. In grade school, my principal had my mom's phone number basically on speed dial, and you could pretty much call them BFFs. Now, I was basically your stereotypical bad kid. My personality at the time was horrible. At the time, my grades were horrible. I was probably averaging around a B to a C, which was actually pretty impressive considering the amount of work I didn't do. Now, I had gotten used to being in trouble. I basically had my routine figured out. The principal would call me down and talk with me, but I would never really listen. Then she would call my mom down, and they would discuss my bad behavior. And then we would just get inside the car, and she'd lecture me the full ride home, sometimes maybe even a little bit longer. But I always knew by the time dinner came, the whole thing would just blow over, and everything would just go back to normal. But I will never, ever, ever forget the day in grade 7 when I had went a little too far with my troublemaking. Don't ask me why, but I thought it was an hilarious idea to take toilet paper wads, cover them with soap, and whip them at the ceiling. Needless to say, I was sent down to the office really, really quickly. My mom was called up, but this time something was different. The principal asked to speak to my mom in private, and I had to sit outside inside the lounge. A few moments later, my mom walks out with the expression just drained from her face, and I could already tell something was really, really off. And it turns out I was actually suspended for 3 days. The car ride home was dead silent. My mom didn't turn her head my way the entire car ride. I didn't even know how to react. I was waiting for her to let me have the usual talk so we could just get past this. But it never happened. We quickly got home and my mom bolts directly to the laundry room and she still hasn't said a word to me. I followed her down there ready to apologize, but before I could walk through the door, that's when I saw my mom cry for the first time in my life. Nothing has ever made me feel so much shame in my life. I stood there just at a loss for words with a horrible, horrible pain in my chest. And I ran upstairs before she could see me. I ran to my room, and I just thought about all the stupid things I've done. What a horrible son I've been these past 13 years. And that's when I decided that I was going to pull a 180 with my life. Dinner time rolls by, and the silence continues, and I could not stand it. 20 minutes of just pure awkward silence passes by before I almost explode out of my chair. I apologized to my mom. And I told her in grade 8 I was going to get my marks up. And I wasn't going to get in trouble anymore. And I would make her proud. And my mom just gave me the most unforgettable smile. And she told me she'd be watching. The next year rolls by, and I was not messing around anymore. I start busting out these assignments on time. I'm not sleeping as much in class. And I never get called down to the office. And I actually end up finishing the year with a 94 average to make honors roll. In fact, my mom couldn't believe how much I had already changed. Before I knew it, I'd also finished high school with a 94 average. And I was already on my way to the University of Waterloo. And that's the story about why I'm here, making this presentation for you. So that back home, my mom can say with a smile on her face, that her son goes to the University of Waterloo. Thank you.